Welcome to Autosave.
It's so bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AwesomeFaceProd podcast. Once again, my name is Matt. I'm joined with three lovely individuals. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Jake, RedPandaGamer.
Hey guys, I'm AwesomeFaceProd.
And I am Bear, YouTube BaerTaffy.
He even put the link in there for everybody. Go subscribe.
Here,
okay.
I'll do it right now. Hold on.
Okay, link.
Right in the middle of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's done.
All right, cool. So we can continue on now. All right, so we got a few topics to talk about. Jake, why don't you go ahead and take the lead on this one?
Okay, so the obvious big topic we're going to be talking about today is the Nintendo content IDs. Lots of people talking about it. However, most of us, at least I know Matt and I are, and I don't know about Bear, are on Nintendo's side on this one. So we're going to kind of give a different perspective. We'll talk a little bit about Nintendo Direct and what their plan for quote-unquote E3 is. We'll probably talk a little bit about what we think the next Xbox is going to be, and maybe talk about Iron Man 3, because why not?
Possibly.
Maybe?
Did anyone else see Iron Man 3?
No, not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Bear saw it. Okay, so TJ
Okay,
just...
so TJ can just plug his ears and go la 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 the
La
entire
la
time.
la la.
Well, we're not
That's
going
going to be a great podcast.
So, Nintendo content IDs. Who wants to start with this one?
I mean, does anyone want to go and defend the Let's Players on this one, or are we
I'll
all
take that
on
role.
Nintendo's
I'm
side?
happy to take that role.
All right,
actually.
all right.
Oh,
Go
that's
ahead.
right. Bear did one. Oh, right. Bear and I were debating the other day. I totally forgot about that.
Okay.
All right, Bear,
Gently.
you can go ahead and tell your opinion, and we'll all shoot it down.
Okay.
Ow.
Well, I think it's stuff that's probably been said quite a bit before, but really, the basis of it, we can go into the legal argument forever and not get into any kind of conclusion at all. But the biggest issue is the obvious one that Nintendo is really alienating a lot of people who are huge Nintendo fans. And that's something that can't really be quantified or given any kind of value proposition outside of what we see happening. And that's a whole lot of people getting really pissed off that this is happening. And I think that's the biggest problem that they're creating with the whole thing is the fact that they're knowingly, because there's no way Nintendo is just going about this like, oh, hey, these guys won't mind if we discontinue all your videos. So, well, I shouldn't say discontinue, obviously, but I think it's
people to make money from them.
right. Yeah, it's quite obvious that they know what they're doing, and they're saying like, well, hey, look, at least we're not discontinuing them, and that was kind of the position that they took after they released that official statement on it too. So like, hey, we're not doing what we could be doing to you.
But what was funny is they said, unlike most companies, and I was like, but most companies don't. First of all, they don't care about the videos.
Yeah, well, if we look at the majority, you see, like, none of them are doing it.
A great example of it is Bethesda themselves. They said, we don't like, video walkthroughs on YouTube and stuff, but they still let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been known for flagging videos and making people take them down within the first month of games coming out. Then they've kind of just relaxed on it a lot because I think they've realized the value of it. I think Nintendo... I mean, I'll be honest, like, I'm in defense of both. Like, I see the points on both ends, and I'm sure we all do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this just proves more how out of the loop Nintendo is. I mean, because they really are. Just like a month ago, they finally announced that they're no longer going to require developers to have office space to be able to allow their game to release the game. That's why you don't see a lot of indie releases on Nintendo, because most of these indie developers work in their own house, or they work with other people across states in their own house, like sending things back and forth. Like a great example is what was that game? Retro City Rampage. That guy, since he promised to release on the Wii, but to be able to release it, he had to buy an office for like a month just to be able to release it, and he took a huge loss on it just to be able to keep his word on releasing the game towards fans.
Right.
And Nintendo just now got rid of that, and I think that's great and all. I mean, it sucks for the guy who had to buy an office for a month, but it's just like this just is another example of how out of the times they are. Another example is their Nintendo Direct. They announced that they're going to allow people, we'll get more into this later, but they're going to let people go play the actual games at Best Buy that they show at not at E3, at their own whatever conference they're doing. But that reminds me of something I would do when I was a kid. It's like, oh, you want to go play the newest game? Go to Best Buy and play the demo. Like, no one does that anymore.
Exactly. That was like a time before we had the internet or something like that, or like
Yeah,
it was, a common thing to download stuff.
Right. And
But yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, and Bear, I mean, your point about these big Nintendo fans that like, because I will say people who Let's Play Nintendo games are some of the biggest Nintendo fans ever. But I really do think those people are going to stop buying the games over this.
I don't think they're going to stop buying the games, but I just think that it's another point that's been made already, is the fact that it's quite possible that there's quite a few of these big LPers, like we could rattle names off, but they're getting hundreds of thousands of views. People who, more than likely, I'd probably say a grand majority of the people watching those are already Nintendo fans that know of the game's existences and will likely buy or were going to buy the games themselves anyway. But there's no reason, if you're looking at it from a pure business standpoint, the amount of money that Nintendo is gaining from putting these ads on the tail end of videos that these LPers are making doesn't really compare very well to the amount of potential they're gathering from allowing them to continue to do their thing, because it's already existing, obviously, and so they're claiming what's already there, but they're really, really damaging the potential to get this as a continued promotional source for them. So it's obviously not, again, quantifiable based on amounts gained one way or the other, but it can quite easily be speculated that they're doing a lot more damage than they're gaining from it.
See, like, I feel like we could almost call into question, though, the morality of putting an ad on, like, them putting an ad on someone else's videos. I mean, like you said, there's like billions of views that goes towards Let's Playing and just walkthrough in general. Now, it might not sound like very much income, but it adds up really quickly. So, I mean, there's definitely some morality. I feel like there's some weird stuff with that, like how it's like, oh, well, we're going to put our ads now on your videos, but we'll still let you post these videos.
I think it's just a scumbag move. Yeah, I think that's kind of what you're getting at. It's a dirty thing to do. I posted a tweet about it a couple days ago when this whole thing was really blowing up, but I was just comparing it to, say, like somebody like Game Informer making a video about a YouTube game, or not a YouTube game, a Nintendo game coming out soon, and then Nintendo claiming that they have the right to the advertisement revenue coming in from that story Game Informer created because it's their game. It's just, you look at it that way and it seems absolutely silly. Like, obviously they wouldn't do that. That doesn't make any sense. But it's almost comparatively similar, to the point where, like, you're saying someone else has created this almost entirely original content. Although, yes, clearly it's based a lot on this audio and visual match that you've already identified.
That's journalism, though.
Journalism and LPing, and that's kind of an argument we can get into, too, is whether or not these people that are Let's Playing these games are serving as publicity, or if they're just really wreaking a profit off of somebody's already created content. And that's another conversation.
I mean, that gets into the whole debate of are video games a transformative medium?
Yeah,
and are they transformative enough to, like, allow someone to make money off of it?
Exactly. Like, when it comes to a Let's Play, it's like, what is a Let's Player actually creating? Because it's clearly not the game. It's the commentary and maybe what you can add with editing, but that's only so much to begin with. And, like, I mean, the argument has been up. I think you actually mentioned it on Twitter, Jake. The argument with riff tracks or whatever. They don't sell the movies. They sell the commentary, and then you have to watch the movie whether you own it or not, or watch it on Netflix or something like that. So, like, the argument is what exactly is being created? Because, like, you can't really call it created content, because we're taking something that's already there, and then depending on how you look at it, adding or subtracting the value of it.
Well, plus the debate is the way you play the game is completely unique to the way someone else plays the game.
Exactly, but then you bring in like cutscenes and voice acting and scripted events that are the same throughout the entire thing. Well, I guess the thing though,
because with newer games though, they have like more heavily storyline stuff, so it has like voice actors and stuff, so they won't. Yeah, and you won't be able to commentate over that stuff, so they would actually.
And that becomes like the same thing, no matter who's playing.
Maybe this is a call to action that people should make video games differently. Like, they should actually make them more. And I mean, I've felt like this for the longest time. I mean, I don't feel like I'm in control most of the time when I play a game, but then again, a lot of people don't like to have that kind of control. They just want to enjoy the ride.
Bottom of the line, QuickTime events suck. Don't stop adding them to games.
Excuse me, but I'm playing through Heavy Rain, and I absolutely love it.
Dude, I love that movie.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
It really is. But I played a part the other day. And this woman, to get a little bit off topic, this woman was like, "I'm coming with you," and I said, "Fuck no, you can't come with me." And then the game made the decision for me, like, "All right, fine, you can come with me." I'm like, "What the hell? I didn't even get to make a decision in this."
And come with me.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about how more games should be like Mass Effect, which I still don't agree with because Mass Effect, in my opinion, it's not quite where it needs to be. Like, if I felt like I actually had more control over it, then I would have.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I liked Mass Effect's decision-making engine, but at the end of the day, it boiled down to who lives and who dies, which kind of
Right.
ruins it in the end. But like, it was a fun experience for the ride, at least.
It's the
More
cheapest.
games need to use the Mass Effect decision making, and less games need to use the Mass Effect conclusion.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, I hate that it's always like that's what all of Mass Effect is. It's all about what dies. It's like the world is ending, someone's gonna die. It's just like no. We can make it a little more simple than that. Like it doesn't need to be that intense.
We're getting really tangential here, but I kind of
Yeah,
want to
yeah, we
propose
are.
this. Well, I just want to say, like, what else is the end result of these decision-making trees? I'm trying to think of really what could be as impactful as a member of your crew dying. Is there
What
anything
I'm saying
that's
is
of the
that
equivalent?
it takes away from the meaning of it. It turns into like you're reading the dialogue tree and you're like, okay, if I say this person will die. If it turns into it becomes a game more than like an experience, in my opinion. It turns into more what can I do to make this right?
Right,
if-
and maybe
and
maybe if like the decisions weren't so like impacting, they would still have an effect. Like maybe if you made like some stupid little decision and made some like minuscule change that like maybe 1 in 10 people would have noticed, but like I don't know,
Right.
it's just there.
That was one of the things that I was a little more impressed with The Walking Dead because it was more about people liking you or not. And I know that sounds like not as intense as people dying or not, but it's interesting because you start to really care about some of these characters. And you're like, well, I want you to like me. But in Mass Effect, it's like, I want you to have sex with me. So it's like it's like these
So
extremes.
Mass Effect is basically the extreme. Yeah, I was just about to say
Right.
it's the extreme
That's
of
what
everything.
the show is. That's what Mass Effect was. It was a lot of extremes that like really make you feel like you're invested, but in reality, you're just making the same decisions over and over again. But anyway,
What were we talking about before this?
What are we talking?
we're talking about
Nintendo ID claims.
Nintendo paying us double for making videos on it.
All right, it sounds
Right.
good to me.
Get on
Let's
that
go.
Nintendo.
I mean, well, and that's the weird thing is where do they draw the line? Because I mean, I could tell you, I have probably half of my videos on my channel are Nintendo based. I haven't gotten a
Same here.
single ID,
Yes, Sam.
not a one.
Well,
I think they're just trying to decide who they like the most on YouTube. That's really what this is
No,
all
I-
about.
Well, they
Who would make the most
favoritism.
money?
right, right, yeah. I mean, that does seem to be what it is. A lot of like bigger people, like Zach Scott Games, got targeted. I can't remember his name. Shit. He's the guy that's doing the Animal Crossing New Leaf diary.
Oh,
He
I
does
don't know.
I can't remember his name, but there's a really popular guy who does a lot of
Is it
videos.
Banana Pie?
No, not Banana Pie Lord. I can't think of his name. Anyway, I know he got content ID claims, and he's really popular. I wonder who else. Kobanermini, I think, got some,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. If
A lot of the crew got stuff.
a lot of them got them.
Yeah.
Matt, you got one. And
I got one.
Is your finale like a more popular video?
Yes. I actually got like the content ID was flagged like right when that video started getting a huge influx of views, which
Oh,
was
wow.
kind of disheartening for myself, but like
Yeah.
it was at like I think 12 or 13K, and then the strike happened and a week later it jumped up to like 50K views. So
Yeah, it also seems like Nintendo only cares about Mario in this as well.
that's true because so far most of the claims, as far as we know, have come across on 3D Land and New Super Mario Bros. U. I've heard reports of like older like Ocarina of Time videos getting claimed
Oh,
too.
and I heard Wind Waker as well.
Really? Okay, I
but
didn't hear
that
Wind
actually
Waker.
that actually makes some amount of sense because they're trying to do this big resurgence with Zelda right now.
Yeah.
Between the Link to the Past coming out and then or A Link to the Past 2 coming out and Wind Waker. If someone was like, I don't understand why would I get a claim for Wind Waker? I'm like, because Wind Waker HD is coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
You
So
know-
I feel like that's interesting. It might be, and it's probably like just a specific song or something
Possibly.
like that. That's what I imagine.
Something that I find interesting though is that none of my Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D videos have been claimed, but I think TJ or someone else pointed this out
Yeah,
to me
that's
that it was co-developed by a different studio, so maybe Nintendo can't actually content ID claim that. because
Maybe.
of that reason.
Since they only license the game,
Right.
Yeah.
basically.
I haven't gotten any. I haven't gotten anything on our Link to the Past or our Legend of Zelda race.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. But then see, like, stuff like that though, like, where does that go? Like, that is
I
complete,
have
in
no
my
idea.
opinion, that's completely transformative and unique to a Let's Player.
I would agree to
It's
that.
something like a race. So it's like it really turns into this situation where it's like, where do they draw the line?
I would really
but-
make the argument that pretty much every Let's Player has their own claim to what draws people into their videos because, like, it's very rare. Well, I mean, like, there's definitely people just searching for Let's Plays of particular games, but there's not very many people that are just going to someone because they're playing a game. They're going to someone's channel because they like that person. They like that content they create, and they like the personality associated with what they do. And there's quite a few people who, I can think of one right off the top of my head, is the Aussie Gamer, who has a big claim. I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of his stuff, but like they're heavily edited, and he's got like his own spin on everything. He's doing a Hitman series right now. It's you could almost argue that he's almost creating his own game out of this. I mean, like, obviously he's using the Hitman stuff, but he does all this crazy stuff. He does like multiple paths, edits, and explanations of everything. So it's kind of the argument of transformative media almost permeates into the argument of whether or not the person is creating enough original content to be considered OC of his own, if that makes sense. So,
but do you really think? But see, and then it turns into, do you really think Nintendo's going to sit there and try to decide like who's transformative enough? No.
Oh no, yeah, certainly
right.
not.
It's easier for them to just blanket it all and be like, nope, sorry, no one can post Nintendo videos and make money.
And that's a big part of the problem too, is the fact that they're using that blanket system where it's the content ID match, which is the same robots that are just randomly pervasing through like the entirety of YouTube's content database and seeing just based on a very, very small segment of things, and just saying, okay, that one matches, that goes down.
Right.
Yeah.
And it could be like a review that uses that song, and that person would have no idea.
Right.
It would be nice. I wouldn't be surprised if the internet eventually comes together and like makes a list of why certain things are getting flagged. Like, because it says, well, no, because doesn't it say like you have this content from Nintendo from this timestamp till this timestamp?
I don't, on my 3D Land video I didn't get a timestamp, so I don't
Okay.
think so. But actually no, on Reddit,
Well-
on our games, they put together a list of like developers in games that have like statements saying that you can monetize Let's Plays on there as well. So there's a list of that coming together. But no, I agree with what you're saying, Jake. I think YouTube should make that content ID, that system, that library or whatever, that actually flags those videos. They should make that public so we can go through and see what exactly is causing these claims and then prevent it.
I mean, do you really? And I know a lot of people have been saying, let's just stop posting Nintendo content. So what happens? I don't even know what happens then. I mean, do people like Chugga Conroy just switch to? I mean, I'm sure Chugga Conroy. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Be like, look at Chugga Conroy, pity him. What's he gonna do? He's got bills to pay and stuff. And my argument's always been, Chugga Conroy went to college. If this falls through for him, he can do other things. And if this is like your living and this is all you know and all you can do, that's kind of your own fault. I mean, the big debate I was getting into with people is that Let's Playing is still a hobby.
Right. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Like, you shouldn't, plan for this to be a living because, like, okay, it's a privilege in the first place to be able to earn money off this because you're going through a sort of backwards system. It's not like I'm making this argument before, but, like, the game developers aren't paying you to make these videos. You're getting paid through ad revenue through YouTube, and even in the YouTube, like, terms of service, they tell you not to monetize game content because it's in that gray area of copyright.
Well, and then everyone's like, well, I'm on Machinima or I'm on Full Screen or I'm on the Game Station, and they said I have a license to play this game. Like that, like I have never in my 2 years of being partnered, I've never seen a thing that said you are allowed to post video game content from these. Like that makes no sense. Am I really supposed to believe that Machinima and Full Screen buys a license to every single video game and every single publisher?
Everyone's really dancing around a very delicate topic of whether or not, I mean, like it's the argument we were already having is like whether or not this is acceptable content to do. And nobody really wants to make a push because everyone's afraid of
what's true, of what
of like what's actually going to happen and what the consequences of that are going to be for both sides. So everyone's just kind of happy to like daintily frolic around it for now, and then people like Nintendo come in and say like, no, we're laying down the definitive law, and then everyone freaks out about it.
But don't they have? But I mean, I still say they have a right to.
Oh, yeah, I think they definitely
And
have.
it goes into that
claims to
debate,
lay
the
out.
debate of it may be legal, but is it right?
Yeah. I think
I
we're just
just-
gonna end up in a circle argument here.
Yeah, because there is no right answer. I mean, I agree that Nintendo has a right to their property, and if they don't want us to be able to make money off it, that's totally up to them. I don't think it's necessarily right for them to just all of a sudden decide this. Like they've established in contacting like Chugga Conroy and all them through the Runaway guys and saying, "Will you make this video for us?" and letting them monetize it, and then going back and claiming those videos for themselves. That's messed up. Like that, I will agree is not right.
Yeah, or inviting the people out to those like specific press events
Yeah,
where they,
right,
record
exactly.
the footage there and then claiming that as well.
Nintendo very much right now seems to, I don't know what it is, but they're being very controlling over their stuff. Like, just in the fact that they're not participating directly in E3 is very interesting to me.
I don't
Because
think
that's
this
just.
is a really new thing for Nintendo, though. I mean, like they've always been known to be extremely protective of anything, especially when it comes to things like Mario and Zelda. They won't even they will not budge as far as copyright and what's the other one? You know, the ID claims and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They own that, and they will kill you for that IP.
It will come to your house and murder you.
They will literally
And your
murder you.
dogs.
We would like to.
I'm sorry?
What?
Excuse me?
I was doing that commercial, dude.
Oh.
It was just really weird. You didn't seem like you weren't trying to sell it. You just kind of slightly said it and then kind of backed off.
Well, yeah, like it was too
You
confident.
gotta just go
so-
for it, man. You're halfway through. You gotta keep
Got it all
going.
in. Commit to it, man. Commit.
All right, so content IDs. I mean, we all kind of seem to be. It is like a circle. It really is, and people are all debating already. And it comes down to there is no right answer because in reality they're allowed to do what they want. It's not a cool thing. But honestly, if in 2 years there's no Nintendo Let's Plays, would we really be worse off as a community? Probably not.
Well,
yeah.
okay, here's the thing. I don't think that there won't ever be like Nintendo Let's Plays because I'm sure a lot of the like larger people are still going to do it regardless of what happens. But let's say people do stop because they're not allowed to earn money off it. Well, nothing's going to stop the amateur, Let's Play scene
Right.
from making the content because they're the ones that don't really care. They have nothing to lose.
I'd
So
hope not. I'd hope not, because then what would Retsupre do?
exactly. No, but I mean, like, who's gonna stop Joey from taking his cell phone camera and recording his screen? He's got nothing to lose. He's not monetizing anything. A copyright strike means absolutely nothing to that guy. So I mean, like, in a way, they could hurt the professional scene, but increase the amateur scene, and that would just make their own stuff look worse by
Yeah, that's a
comparison.
good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like, eh.
I mean, okay, so I don't think we said, since we talked a little bit before we actually started recording, we'll just go around and ask, do you guys think oh fuck, now I forgot what I wanted to say. Oh, do you think
Yes.
do you think that we're working as free PR or not?
That's it's tough to say.
I'll say yes.
I would say yes too, because I don't think we deserve to get paid for it, is what I'm saying. Like, we're working for them to sort of promote them, but we don't deserve to get paid for it. Like, they never officially said, hey, make this video for us, or hey, you're hired,
Well, right, because we're not getting paid by Nintendo. We're being paid by whatever. We're being paid by the ads that people auction off on, like, for Google or for YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's never, like, none of our money is directly coming from Nintendo.
Which is why I think it'd be a really good idea for them to make a big freaking gaming network or whatever, and then start partnering in Nintendo LPers.
That's kind of what I expect to happen, honestly. That would be really smart.
Honestly, I see I see companies hiring LPers in the future if this, like, precedent, like, goes over well for Nintendo, and it does, like, sort of curb a little bit of, like, the everything that's going on. I can see companies hiring larger people just to specifically do games for them and stuff like that.
Now, what I also believe is, I mean, when I do ask this question of, like, are we just free PR, I don't understand why we bother. I mean, I understand we like Nintendo games, we like playing them, and we like showing them off. But in reality, Nintendo doesn't need our help. They never have. They probably never. I mean, because there's a lot of games that have become what they are just because of YouTube. I mean, I guarantee you Minecraft would not be as successful as it was without YouTube.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Notch, I'm pretty sure has even openly said that on Twitter.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah, and games like
it's,
Thomas Was Alone too. Mike Bithell
Yeah.
said that exact thing. He said,
Right.
like, my game would not be this successful without YouTube.
So would Nintendo be as successful without YouTube? You're
Probably.
damn right it would be.
Meh.
Of course it would be.
Yeah.
There's
Here's
no
the here's the scenario that I'm hoping. This is my utopia idea for the way LPers and people like Nintendo can finally cooperate. I want YouTube and Google to allow the people that are, well, like, let's just use Nintendo. I want YouTube and Google to allow Nintendo not to claim the money from the videos, because obviously that's alienating the people creating the content. I want Nintendo to have creative control over the ads that are actually placed in the videos. If you could see videos like Chugga Conroy's LP of, let's just say, I don't know if he's actually playing it, but Super Mario Brothers U, if you could allow Nintendo to just put Super Mario Brothers U ads everywhere on those videos, like the pre-roll ad, the mid-skip ad if he has one, the end ad, the freaking pop-up on the banner, all the things, like, allow Nintendo to decide what they want to advertise on content that they match as Nintendo content. Then I think everyone's happy. I mean, like, obviously Nintendo's not getting the pennies on the dollar that they're hoping to salvage from all this content that they think is rightfully theirs, but they're getting all of the potential exposure and more. And then they're getting that creative control, which I think is the most important part of it. I think Nintendo really wants to establish the fact that this is our content, we own it, you didn't make this. I think that might be more important to them than the actual money they're getting.
People seem to think that Nintendo's doing this because they're low on money, which is the dumbest, which is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nintendo is not hurting for money right now. They might not be doing as well as they projected, but no company is ever doing as well as they project. But the 3DS is selling unbelievably well.
Yeah, it's been on like the top of the charts in Japan for months on end since release. So
So I don't think that's the issue. Plus, there's I do like Zach Scott Games, and I'm just saying him because he's been publicly open about it. I saw on his Reddit post talking about this. He said, "I'm Zach Scott Games, blah blah blah. I bought the Wii U on day one, and I'm a 3DS ambassador." That, like, great. You're supporting a company you like. But
I am so glad you brought him up, because I was about to do the same thing.
Listen, I'm not trying to attack Zach Scott Games, because I do like him, and I'm not saying he's just doing this for like any kind of view or anything like that. I'm literally just saying that this is the sense of entitlement that a lot of people have at this stuff. They say, "I bought this product, I supported your company, and this is how you're going to repay me." No, they don't owe you anything. They gave you a good product. That's it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like his entire argument was like, "Oh, I bought every single console rather. I'm a fan of the thing. You know, I've been with them for my entire life." It's like, well, that's good for you. I mean, you bought the system to play their games and stuff like that. You didn't buy the rights to their games so that you could monetize them and make a living off it.
Right.
It was a dumb argument. I'm sorry, Zach Scott.
No, yeah.
If you ever see this, I have nothing against you personally, but your argument was terrible.
And I understand that frustration too. Like, I would be a little bummed about it too. I'm like, well, I love this company. Why am I being treated this way? But they're not. And I know everyone, anytime I made this argument on Twitter, everyone's like, that's not an excuse. Nintendo's the corporation. Multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Exactly.
They don't really care. I'm sure there's someone in the company that does care, but the people that are doing these content IDs aren't the type of person that's going to care. They were given a job to do, and that's it.
I mean, you could even argue that Nintendo might not even understand the full ramifications of what exactly they're doing. They might not even realize, like, that this is happening, you know?
I'm sure they know what they did.
Yeah, I said that earlier, man. Like, there's no way they're going through this ignorantly.
Right. There's people who are like, "Oh, Nintendo PR must be so stupid. They don't even realize what they're doing." I'm like, no, I'm sure they know. They're just taking a big risk. I'm sure a lot of other publishers have thought about doing this.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing with Sega happened a few months ago. Except they used like DMCA or whatever and actually closed down channels.
Right.
I forget which game they were.
For Shining Force.
Shining Force, right? They were closing down channels, just so they could get one of their own videos on a higher like search result or search result and something like that.
Well, that's messed up though.
That's just abusing the system.
Yeah, exactly. That's being able to say, "Hey, this is our," like, Nintendo. I will say, and I think that's who Nintendo was referring to when they said "unlike other people."
Right.
They were referring to Sega, which is ironic because
Or Capcom.
It's
just
hilarious
supporting
how
that.
that's what they're doing. Yeah.
But I feel like, I mean, I do say, I honestly think Nintendo's making the right choice with how they're doing it. If they're going to do this, they did the right thing by saying, we're not going to take your videos down. But don't be surprised if you see an ad on your video.
Right.
And they were very quick to respond. They explained right away what it was. You're not getting a channel strike, so your channel's not going to be taken down.
We should give that to their credit too. They were very upfront with it. They weren't trying to be sneaky about it. They weren't hiding anything. They said, "Look, this is what's happening. Deal with it."
Right,
okay,
and then
but
and honestly, I think that made people more angry.
Okay,
they wanted
Because they put on the deal with it shades.
They wanted it to be like a free, They wanted it to be like a freak action, like, oh, Nintendo must have just made some mistake.
But all right, let's look at the spectrum though. So we have Sega, who abused the system completely and closed down channels via like DMCA claims or whatever. Then we have Nintendo, who said, hey, you can keep your videos, but here's an ad and the money's going to go to us, and if it was going to you, well, sorry. But then on the other side, we have Microsoft, who said, hey, you know what, we realize this is happening. Here's a list of games that if you monetize, we will take the ads on them, so please don't monetize them.
Except that, I don't even know if that was true, because we did videos on Halo 4, and Halo 4, the week it came out, I never got a single thing.
That's true, neither did I. But, at least they sort of made that list public before the game was out there and said, hey, you know, this could happen if you monetize it.
Well, and then you have Sony, who is now...
Then you have Sony, who's like, please no, make videos of this. We'll put it in the freaking system.
We will put a little button
Make us a top dog, please.
Instantly. Please share our games.
Oh, man.
It's very, and it's what everyone's saying, like, well, if we allow Nintendo to do this, are other companies going to follow through? And I'm like, probably.
Probably, yeah. No, I can see it happening.
I mean, this is a long time coming.
Right. Yeah, no,
So
I expected this to happen within the next, 3 or 5 years. Because
Yeah.
I knew it was not going to last forever the way it is. There's just, like you were saying, it adds up a lot. So, there's no way they could obviously get every single penny from it. But, they could get a good majority from it.
Yeah. I mean, depending on how resilient they want to be.
Exactly.
Obviously, they're not being that much because I have over 500 Nintendo videos. I haven't received a single one. I'm actually expecting to get one for my Super Mario World Let's Play because it's really popular, and now that
It's on the
it's on
VC.
Virtual Console, which we'll have to talk about that in a minute here. I'm expecting that's what I'm expecting next. I don't think I'm going to get one for Animal Crossing. I hope I don't. That would really suck.
Yeah.
If they really want a Content ID 365 video.
Good luck with
Good
that
luck
one.
with that. Yeah.
But then what happens with streaming?
I
Like
don't know.
Twitch. What happens if I stream Super Mario 3D Land?
That's a
I don't
Another
know.
beast,
That's just
man.
a whole nother gray area
Yeah.
that we should just
guess,
avoid
yeah.
for now. We've been talking about this for 33 minutes already. We should probably transition to our next topic.
Do you guys want to talk about Nintendo Direct then? Just to kind of keep it in the realm of Nintendo.
All right, let's do that.
Sure. Why not?
So
Alright.
this Nintendo Direct was kind of crappy. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Here's
course,
the thing.
I mean, we
I
have
don't
been spoiled lately.
I don't mind a bunch of Nintendo Directs. Like, if we have 5 or 6 Nintendo Directs a year that don't really say too much, I like just the fact that Nintendo wants us to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate them wanting to be upfront and telling us what's going on. What can you expect? What are some release dates? Except they once again pushed back the release date of Pikmin 3, which is really annoying.
Wait, did they really?
Well, it's been pushed back 3 times. This is the first time they've officially announced the release date, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's August, I think.
Yeah, August 4th.
And then they finally said Wonderful 101 comes out in September, which I cannot believe how long that game. And you know what? Platinum Games came out and said it's going to be a pretty short game too. So I don't know how it took
Dang.
that long.
That's crazy.
That stinks.
Because that was one of the only games I was actually looking forward to.
Those 4 hours are going to be really polished, man.
Well, I mean,
Best 4 hours of your
Metal,
life.
look at Metal Gear Rising. I don't know if you guys played it. Metal Gear Rising was super polished. It's one of the best games I've ever played on new consoles as far as polish goes.
What else has Platinum made? Wait, Platinum are behind Bayonetta, right?
Yeah, Bayonetta, I'm trying to think of not Manhunt. What's that game called? There was it was black and white and it was for the Wii. I have it, but I can't. remember.
I have no idea.
It was that one game.
Mad World?
Mad World.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, Mad World. They made Vanquish. They made a lot of good games. They make a lot of crazy fast action games.
Right. Okay,
Oh.
so.
Which is weird that they're making. I still think it's odd that they're making a Nintendo game. Or I mean, making this kind of Nintendo game. Mad
Bayonetta
World.
2, man.
Oh, and they made no wait, they didn't make No More Heroes, did they?
I don't think so.
I don't think they did.
I thought they made No More Heroes with Suda51. I could be wrong.
I don't even remember.
Anyway, so they announced that, and then the only announcement I was actually excited for was Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Oh my god, yes. Dude,
Honestly,
yeah.
yeah. I think it's really cool that they're including like the password code feature too.
Yeah, I knew they would. It's just I don't know how that's gonna work.
You're gonna have to like stop the game, enter the password in the other one, and play it. It's not gonna be as smooth as having like two games.
Right.
Take a screenshot of it.
Exactly.
But I mean, hey, I don't really mind because I love those 2 games. Those are like some of my favorite Zelda games. And it shows that they are listening because I know that was one of those games that people requested. I think the next obvious choice, though, for a game to release on the VC
Ocarina of Time!
Well, no, I was gonna say Pokemon, but
that'll never happen.
I mean, and I'm not even saying it for like because I'm not saying it because I want it to happen because I own all the original games anyway, and I don't really care. I think it'll never happen because those games you can play. It doesn't matter which one you play, you can get just as much out of it.
Right.
And I'm saying
they still
that
sell ridiculously well.
I'm saying that as a person who honestly thinks that Pokemon has not evolved. Except they just released a new gameplay trailer, and it looks like you can move in 3D space. Like you can move in
snap! Diagonal lines, yo.
But they haven't said anything. They haven't actually said anything about it, and it looked like in the trailer it was an accident. Like they didn't actually mean for it to do that movement. But they never do those things on accident.
Right.
The other really big announcement, I guess, is Sonic.
Oh yeah, the partnership with Sega. So Nintendo and Sega are teaming up for like 3 years, I guess, and I think they're getting 3 Sonic games. Obviously,
well, they said I didn't realize they actually put a value to it.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I that's what I've read. So I think they're getting 3 Sonic games, which of course one of them is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Then there's Sonic Lost World, and then there's a third game. People
are speculating Mario Kart versus Sonic.
Oh yeah, a Mario Kart or Sonic All Stars like crossover. Yeah. Honestly, I think that'd be really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Sonic All Stars is a pretty solid game, so it would work. And I mean, I just feel like that just sounds like something that they would do. That sounds pretty obvious to me.
Yeah.
How long has it been since the last Mario Kart game? That was
Mario Kart 7 on 3DS.
Yes, that was it.
2 years ago.
Yeah, something about that. I mean, they've already announced that they're going to show off Mario Kart at
they're gonna be
E3 or show it prior to E3.
At their Nintendo Direct E3.
Nintendo E3.
Honestly, I'm totally cool with that. I honestly hate E3, so I'm really glad Nintendo's doing that.
I think,
but a lot of people have been saying, and I agree with this, that who watches Nintendo Direct? Nintendo fans.
That's true.
The nice thing about E3 is it's on,
it's that global stage.
Right, everyone sees it, and it's
all gamers.
That's why I think it was not a smart move for Nintendo to not go to E3 because of like how, I mean, you could argue that the advertisement for the Wii U and stuff like that has not been that well, and the marketing hasn't been that well at all, or that good rather. And it's like, why would they not take advantage of this global stage to market it better? You know, it seems.
It feels
like
a little bit like they're trying so desperately to cling to what they have instead of trying to branch out to what they could get.
Especially when the Wii had such mainstream success. Like having a TV show is mainstream. Doing your own private stream is not mainstream. It's really not mainstream at all.
Nintendo is
the biggest hipster gaming company ever.
Real.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, and I don't know. I still think their biggest mistake was calling it the Wii U.
Yep, that was dumb.
Fucking stupid.
It's a dumb name.
It is a horrible name, and it looks like it's an attachment. It doesn't look like it's separate. It looks like
so Jake works at GameStop. How many people go into GameStop asking like where can they buy the upgrade for the Wii or something like that? I don't know what they actually say.
Like, oh, is this like a new thing for the Wii? Like seriously, like every single time I work, someone.
That's horrible. It could even stand for Wii upgrade. That's horrible.
I know.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I think they made a similar mistake with the 3DS because I have so many parents that come in asking for the DS3, and coming in asking me, well, what's the difference between the DS and the 3DS? Because they set themselves up for this, where they said, okay, we have the DS, then the DS Lite, then the DSi, then the DSi XL. Now the 3DS comes out, and people are like, oh, what's the difference? It's just another name.
Right.
And then it's like, no, this is a brand new system. And then they're like, oh, so I got to buy my kid all new games and stuff?
Gosh, dang it.
Or we have people coming in and say, hey, can I play this 3DS game on my DS? Like, no, you're fucking stupid.
Okay, so Nintendo is really bad at naming things.
They weren't always. Only up until now.
GameCube was the best console of all time.
Dude, that name is awesome.
I like the GameCube, dude.
I
It's
loved
good.
it. I was on Twitter the other day saying I wish Nintendo would have just released the HD GameCube and just
That'd be
re-released
awesome.
all the games in a higher
They're
resolution.
probably just gonna do that on the Wii U.
Do you think they're gonna do? I mean, people were saying that they're gonna announce GameCube Virtual Console.
I don't think they're gonna do the Virtual Console thing. I think they're just gonna do straight up HD remakes.
really hope not. No, I don't think so.
Well, they're doing it with Wind Waker. It makes sense to do with other games
Well,
like
that-
Mario
no, but
Sunshine.
That's a full that's not an HD remake like PlayStation's HD remakes.
Yeah,
That's like
true.
a fully retextured, redesigned game.
I mean, I could see them doing that for a few other games. Like, imagine Mario Sunshine.
But see, Mario Sunshine would have to compete with whatever other Mario
That's
game.
true. Or they just not make a Mario game, make Mario Sunshine.
They are. Well, I
I
wish.
really hope not. Oh.
I really hope they don't make Mario Galaxy 3.
I don't like Sunshine.
I love Sunshine.
Me too.
Well, screw you
So,
guys.
anyone hear about Call of Duty Ghosts?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Oh, okay. There was one other thing about Nintendo Direct. They announced. Oh, the Best Buy thing we mentioned.
Oh, right. Yes. The Best Buy thing.
It's like the McDonald's Nintendo 64 systems.
Right. So, okay, this Nintendo Direct, they specifically said they want like people at home to experience the E3 demo. So they partner with Best Buy. So at certain locations, you can
That's how
drive out
people
to
live.
Best Buy.
People live at Best Buy.
Exactly.
100 locations is what he said.
Oh,
too.
only 100 locations? Okay,
Wait,
so
really?
at
That's-
very,
oh my-
very select Best Buy locations across only the US, as far as I can tell, they're
Yeah.
going to have certain E3 demos playable. But, okay, Nintendo, real talk for a second. This is the year 2013. You have the eShop platform, which is specifically designed for stuff like this. And I get that if you're trying to market the Wii U and sell more units that you'd partner with an electronic retailer, that makes sense. But, like, you know, you should also be trying to market the people who already own the system, like myself. It would not hurt to put those demos on the eShop and have them in Best Buy for the convenience of me so I can play them at home, and then you can still market them.
They want to
But
give you the
then
really
people wouldn't go to Best Buy.
Right. That's
well,
the
they'd
thing.
have
But
to.
that's
if-
not the point. They don't-
No. They would have to if they want to play them because they wouldn't own a Wii U. Like, that's the thing. Like, why are they trying to target the people who already own a Wii U? Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense for that.
Well,
It
no,
makes-
but what Bear's saying is this is really smart from a money make. Like Best Buy probably paid a shit ton of money for this
Oh,
deal.
no doubt. No doubt.
And that's the thing. This isn't for us.
Yeah.
This isn't nice guy Nintendo. This is Best Buy giving Nintendo the little bit of money they have left over to try. I know I'm serious.
This is Best Buy trying to claw back into the realm of relevancy. Is
Guys,
what it is.
but they're
Guys-
doing it in the worst way.
Don't go to Amazon, please.
No, hey, guys, you can come wait in line here and wait. But that's the thing.
Just
They're
pay
trying to get
taxes on bring you wait in line. It's fine.
they're trying to get that real experience of you waiting in line for an hour just to play like a 10-minute
Waiting in
demo.
line simulator.
When's Line Waiting Sim 2013 coming out, man?
I think Boston Studios is working on it right now.
All right, that's
Wait,
good.
that's a
I
real
can't wait.
thing?
I hope so.
No.
Better be.
I mean, I went to I just got back from vacation from Disney World, and I did not have to wait in that many lines, so I feel kind of empty.
Yeah, last time I went, I didn't have to wait in lines either. It was really great.
But like Jake was saying, though, I mean, like the point of this is not to be more accessible to the consumer. The point of this is for Nintendo to make money. They're making it seem as though it's a huge benefit to you. It's like, look at this cool thing you wouldn't otherwise get to do. They're making a crap load of money from Best Buy. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I really do wish that this was, but like you said, if this was for us, it would be an eShop downloadable demo, and that would be so smart. It would be ingenious because then people would actually go buy. People would probably go buy a Wii U just to be able to play those eShop demos.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
People, and then you could argue that people would make Let's Plays off them, and then they would get claimed by Nintendo. We've all come full circle, everybody.
I'm glad we
Oh,
get back to
man.
this subject now.
I just,
We've talked about that enough.
I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, I love Nintendo, I really do, but they're just so
Making some really
far
dumb
behind
decisions.
Right. They're so far behind right now. in
They're
what-
either so far behind or they're so far ahead that we can't even comprehend what they're
Holy crap.
Watch next year.
They're genius.
Microsoft's gonna be like, no E3 demo. We're just gonna make you go to Walmart.
Every demo is available at
Walmart
Circuit
and-
City.
HG Greg.
Blockbuster. Announce your
Greg.
local Blockbuster.
You can only rent our games from Blockbuster.
Oh, it sucks so bad.
I just don't get it. I love Nintendo, but if they announce Mario Galaxy 3, I'm gonna sell my Wii U.
Can I buy it then?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, sweet.
Yeah.
Speaking of Microsoft, though, you guys want to transition over to the...
Wait, hold on. Oh, no, I wanted to say one more thing, because we were talking about Virtual Console.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why is it taking them so fucking long to release these games?
I don't know.
What I
have no
wanted,
idea.
this is what I wanted. I wanted them to just be like, Virtual Console's coming out today. And then I wanted every single Virtual Console, like every game that wasn't available to me on the Wii, to be available to me immediately on the Wii U.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. I don't know.
And they're like, oh, we're hoping for N64 sometime next year.
I mean, you could argue that the Virtual Console is, at its core, an emulator, so they have to, like, code each specific emulator to run that game at a
Right.
constant frame rate perfectly every time.
But they
And
gotta
they only
have some...
one guy doing it, and it's taking a really long time.
Right. And they're not paying him nearly enough.
No, they're not even
They're
paying
content IDing all his code.
I will say, though, they're doing a good job with sales and stuff. Like, I've been impressed with how many things they put on sale.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's not that great. but
Steam's
it's-
better. Oh. I'm sorry.
Derailed.
Exactly. The train was going, it's like... And that was just what happened to it.
So, what did you wanted to say something on was it Microsoft? You wanted to
Yeah,
say?
oh yeah. Microsoft, let's talk about the next box.
It's gonna have a Blu-ray player and only use Kinect.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't
I'm
wait.
buying it. I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna buy that.
I don't know.
I'm
I kind
joking.
of honestly, I kind of don't even want to talk about the next Xbox because everyone's been talking about it.
Okay.
But I mean, we can. It's fine.
I
It's
mean,
just-
no. I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, it's perfectly fine with me. But like, let's be honest here. Are you even considering buying it? Cause I'm not.
no, because I want to buy. I'm probably gonna buy the PS4.
I
not-
doubt I'm
not
gonna even buy the
buy both.
PS4. I don't really want to buy.
Yeah, but you're a PC gamer.
That's true. I don't feel like we need another console yet. Like, I feel like the only one that needed another console was Nintendo, and now they have the Wii U. That we don't
Right.
really need one.
And
Right,
they still
I mean,
need a new console.
I don't know. It would be nice to have a console that could play. It would be nice to have a console that could play in 1080 and play at 60 frames per second.
I also want one to make me
Nice.
dinner.
Because like a lot of people were saying like, oh, maybe these consoles, what are they gonna be? 2K or 4K? I'm like, no, they haven't even gotten to 1080 yet.
Right?
Because I was playing Heavy Rain and I got a new TV. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play all my new games. And it was like everything's 720. I'm like, what the fuck? What's the point? So I want systems that are 1080p, and I want them to run at a perfect 60 frames per second.
I went to a 4K movie theater when I was down in Florida.
Oh, they're awesome.
It was beautiful.
It's so cool.
I was like,
It-
dang, this is
It
better
makes
than
you
the
realize
IMAX.
makes you realize how terrible your movie theater experience is. from
Right?
that.
Like, I was
Yeah.
like, this looks a lot clearer than freaking IMAX.
Yeah. Well, most IMAX screens are just 2K, or they're 1080p stretched out to 2K.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
terrible.
yeah, it was beautiful. We saw Oblivion, though, which was terrible, so.
Was it that? But was it visually like? Did it look good though?
Like, I guess, yeah, it looked
'Cause
good.
that's what everyone was saying. Was it wasn't a very good movie, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it didn't have, like, the, whoa, special effects. It was just like,
It was just a movie.
yeah.
I would.
It had Morgan Freeman, so
Yeah,
that's
for like 10
instantly a
seconds.
classic.
No,
But-
it-
wow, really?
He's only in
Yeah.
there for 10 seconds.
Pretty much. He was
Wow.
like, you see him for like one scene in the middle of the movie, and then he's there for another scene at the end of the movie, and it's like, oh, well,
Wow.
Morgan
And
Freeman.
they showed all of the Morgan Freeman content in the trailer. Then
No,
That's
okay, that's
deceptive.
what I'm saying. No, they made from the trailer, you think the movie's gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
I was really surprised when I saw all the really low ratings. I'm like, well, I can't be that. I'm not. Well, I was surprised, and then I thought about it. I'm like, well, this isn't that bad.
Like, okay, the movie dragged on too. That's one of the things that really, really annoyed me about it. Like, they could have ended the movie like 45 minutes to an hour earlier, but
From the
instead it
trailer,
went on.
from the trailers, it looked like Wall-E. That's what
Well, I mean,
I mean.
no, actually, there's no similarity to Wall-E other than the fact that it's like a desolate planet. Spoilers.
Oh, god damn it!
Now I can't pay $1 million to watch the movie.
Speaking of spoilers, I'm pretty sure. Have you guys seen the trailers for After Earth, that Will Smith movie where he's acting with the son?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
have.
I'm gonna maybe spoil it because I mean I don't know what happens, but this is what I think is gonna happen. I think there's gonna be some weird time travel shit going on, and Will Smith and Jaden Smith are the same person.
You heard it here first.
Oh shit.
It's made
They
by M Night
look like
Shyamalan.
the same person.
Oh, that
man.
would make sense then.
It's made by M Night Shyamalan, so I think I'm right.
Yeah, that's probably true.
There's gonna be some weird time travel shit, and they're gonna end up being the same person.
So, Jake, when you saw Star Trek, did you see it in IMAX 3D?
Yeah, I did. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah. My dad saw it before I did, and he's like, dude, the 3D was amazing.
I don't know. Well, here's the. I mean, we'll get off the movie.
Don't spoil it, though, because I haven't seen it yet.
No,
so.
I won't. No, I'm just gonna say about the production. J.J. Abrams demanded from Paramount that they make it in IMAX, and they said the only way they'll make it in IMAX is if he made it in 3D. There's I think 6 3D scenes, like scenes they actually shot in 3D,
Right.
and those look great. But the rest of it's just like people standing behind one another, and it's like, no, you know what I mean though. Like they filmed very little of it in
Yeah,
3D.
yeah. No, I get you. I get you.
But the pieces they did were phenomenal.
Right.
Plus 3D lens flares.
Oh yeah, no, so I was about to bring that up because like I was in the previews for Iron Man 3 and we saw that in IMAX 3D as well. And like we were watching the trailer and like the lens flares were popping out. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing in trailer ever.
It was pretty cool. I don't know. Iron Man 3 and Star Trek were really, really good.
Yeah, I
But-
enjoyed Iron Man 3 a lot.
I,
I
liked
saw
it
it
more.
twice.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I saw.
Oh, nice.
Bear, you saw Iron Man 3, didn't you?
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it actually.
Fuck
Like,
you,
it was-
Bear.
Okay.
Okay, well,
no,
hang
no.
up on
Hey,
this.
No, Bear. Have you seen all the other Marvel movies and the Avengers?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, screw you, man.
Fuck you, Bear.
Get out of here.
Oh, hey, it was fun. It was entertaining, but I've said this before a lot, but those movies should be called Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man.
Right, so
He carries the movies.
That's
what's
true.
your point? There's nothing wrong with
But
that.
that's like that's his
no,
character though. That's who he's supposed
Don
to
Cheadle
be.
Don Cheadle's really good.
Don Cheadle is really good. He's actually one of my favorite actors. But I'm just talking about like the end of it was particularly disheartening. I felt like it was supposed to be this big hell yeah crescendo moment of like, yeah, I'm Iron Man, and then he's just like, hey, look at this montage, and you just left hanging, and I cried a little bit.
I will give you
But-
that much. The third act of that movie, in my opinion, seems like it sort of fell on its face a little bit. They built up the main villain to be way more
I
than
love
it actually
that they
was.
did that though. That was awesome.
That was so disappointing,
that was
man.
so fucking awesome.
Oh.
I mean, we're not gonna spoil it, but like, I absolutely love when movies flip you. Like when you're like thinking it's super formulaic and basic, and it's like, oh, I know where this is going, and then they reveal who the bad guy. Oh my god, I thought that was hilarious.
I love that in concept, but I really didn't feel like
Yeah,
it was
watching it play
executed
out
very-
wasn't
Oh,
really that
man.
well. And like,
I
okay,
loved it.
like you said though, like you don't like it when it's predictable. The ending to Iron Man 3 was so predictable.
But I liked
Here's
it.
one of
It was-
my
was a
biggest
great
problems
action
with
scene.
movies like these is that like they present you with the you can save her, or you can save them mechanic. I mean, like there's one movie in recent memory that's actually done that and actually executed it, and that was Batman, where someone actually died when
yeah,
you were
except it made
presented
no
with
sense.
one or
It
the
made
other.
no sense in Batman.
Right, but they did it at least. I'm just saying,
Makes
like, they
sense.
milk that so much, and it happens so frequently. It was like, you have to make this critical decision, and someone's going to die, but not really. You can actually save both. It's fine.
It's Mass Effect the movie.
Oh god, right. All right, so since TJ, what movie have you seen any good movies lately, TJ?
No.
God damn it.
I've seen all terrible movies, dude.
What movie?
What terrible have you seen lately?
I just watched this like B movie called Six Souls.
Never
I've
heard of
never
it.
heard of that.
Oh my god, it was horrible because
Well, it's a B movie. You can't really expect
split
much.
personalities, which is a horror. What was even a horror? It was really slow.
I watched.
Six Souls
I
currently
watched-
has a 4% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's the best movie of the year.
I watched all of Twin Peaks in the last 2 weeks. You guys have probably never seen Twin Peaks, but it's like the greatest TV show ever made.
Nope.
It was made in 1990 by David Lynch.
The Office finale.
I've
Okay.
never watched The Office.
Dang it.
I watched
I saw
it. and then
Fight
stopped.
Club.
Oh,
for the
wait,
first
hang
time
on.
2 days
TJ
ago.
started watching Doctor Who recently.
Who?
Mhm.
TJ?
TJ, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're gonna find out who he is tonight, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, dang it.
dang. Shoot, that's like on in like an hour. I guess I'm not
Oh
going to
shit, it
movies
is.
tonight.
We should all watch it together. in Skype.
Frick.
Even TJ.
That's gay.
Yay.
I'm going downstairs to watch it on my 60-inch TV. Swag.
Lauren and I just got a TV. We got a 46-inch Sony for $200.
Nice.
It was like heavily discounted at Target, and
Yeah,
it
that's
was
a
a model.
really good deal.
Yeah, it's a good TV too. It's like one of their Bravias. I like it.
That's what we have.
Nice. I think that's the only TV Sony actually made.
Yeah, I think so too.
They just call them all Bravia.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else. There was something else we want. Oh, we didn't talk about the dumb fucking gamers playing Super Metroid.
Yes.
How could we forget
I was
about
looking
that?
forward to this so much. Okay,
All right,
so
wait. First of all, no. Bear and TJ, have you seen the post, the Super Mario World post, or the Super Metroid post of people playing those games on the Virtual Console?
No.
on the Wii U
No.
for the Wii U. All right, I'll link one in the chat and you guys can read it while me and JT or not JT.
Wow.
I apologize. Holy crap! I'm so sorry. Well, me and Jake discuss it. Let me just find the freaking link because I'm an idiot and can't find anything. All right, but here's the one for Super Mario World. So, to sort of fill everyone in, Super Mario World and was it Super Metroid or just regular Metroid?
Super Metroid.
So Super Mario World and Super Metroid released on the Wii U Virtual Console, and they have these Miiverse communities, and in the Miiverse community, you can like take in-game screenshots and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Oh my gosh.
and post about it, and it's funny because we're watching all of these like newer gamers, I guess you could say, take pictures of these games that we played as a kid and beat as a kid, and they're like, what do I do here? Or how do I use this power up? Or in the case of Super Metroid, which is even worse, they're all at like this one exact spot, and they keep saying they're stuck and can't figure out how to progress through the game. It's the
How do I
funniest
crawl?
thing ever. It's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, there's like, how do I crawl? Or then there's the Chozu statues.
Yeah, Chozo
And they're
statue.
like, how do I beat this thing? It's just like, how do I open this door? It's like, oh, this is painful to read.
Fantastic.
It's like,
You know,
have you
and it's
ever
like-
played a
and
game
then-
ever?
It's a little unfair though. I mean, you could easily say like, you could say, okay, I'm sure there were plenty of people when we were, 7, 8, 10 years old that also had these problems. But it's so great now that there's a stage where we can read it all and just watch people struggle. It's so hilarious.
Best
And
thing
not
about
help
the
them.
internet.
But
Exactly.
unfortunately, but the thing that's going to kind of suck now is now that these articles have become public, like all these pictures become published and really popular on the internet. Now there's just be a bunch of like fake ones where people are just like,
Yeah,
"Ooh,
probably.
how do I jump?" And it's just gonna be like, it's gonna ruin this joke. But I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it really comes back to like video games are so much easier now, and not just easier, but they explain like they spoon feed everything to you now. Another a modern example of a modern game is Donkey Kong Country Returns. If you
3D,
see
yeah.
that easier trailer now, like, oh my god, it's painful.
Really, yeah, like they literally like what do they call it? New mode? I like to call it
Yeah.
noob mode because it's just so. Shots fired! No, I don't know.
Got him.
Guys.
Got him. Yeah, no, it is the dumbest thing ever. Like they give you what 2 extra hearts or whatever,
Yeah,
and then like
extra
if you
health,
and if you
extra
fall off
life.
the stage or whatever, you could like tap it real quick and you come back to life without losing anything.
No, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, fucking noob, casual gamers. But it still is like, we didn't get that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why.
We grew up in the
it's-
hard days of gaming.
No, I think I don't even think that.
age.
I just think, and it turns into like, oh well, like I saw a lot of people like Screw Attack were posting these trailers, but they were being douchebags about it. Like they're putting like they put for the titles of the trailers like. Here, let me see if I can find them right now. But I know for specifically, they were like putting the Oracle of Ages and Seasons trailers up, and they were like, "Oh, Oracle of Ages and Seasons is being released," and they didn't change anything from the Game Boy version. It's like, well, yeah, because it's a re-release.
Exactly. What did you expect them to change, really?
I'm trying to find because they
The only
pissed off
thing-
so many people.
Yeah, the only thing cool that I would want them to add to maybe a VC game is to add like online multiplayer elements, but you would have to rework like the entire game or like insert some sort of netcode into it. What would be cool for the Oracle games actually was instead of using that like the code system that was originally in the game, somehow like incorporate that into like the save data. So like if you had them saved, it would just read it off your Wii U and you wouldn't have to worry about a code.
Yeah, they said the trailer's called Donkey Kong Country Returns will hold your hand to happiness. I think it said something more negative before, but there's like a huge debate on their video now.
Right.
And I mean, I agree that it's a little bit silly because it's like, well, we were able to play these games, but I also understand that video games as a whole have become easier. So even Nintendo has to kind of adapt now, and everyone has to adapt. But imagine if like just for an entire year, every game was like as difficult as it was when we like played them.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And then that's why I don't know. That's why I hated like the new Paper Mario game. That's why I don't like Luigi's Mansion. That's why I don't like almost everything Nintendo's been coming out with. I haven't really liked that much.
Yeah. Well, I
Nothing's
mean,
ever going to be as difficult as it once was because we have the internet now, and there's
Exactly.
there's no more having to
Trying to
go to
search
EB Games and
aimlessly,
buying the Prima strategy guide. You just
That's why
search
I
it for
love
3 seconds, and
That's why I loved playing Fez, is because when it first came out, no one knew anything about it, and even today,
Yeah, that's
still
true.
finding stuff out about it.
you know what? Shoot, I had a point. I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, that's too bad.
Crap, man. It was a good one too. I swear.
Plus, you
believe
can
it.
look at games like Final Fantasy that have just completely given up on their players. Like,
Oh,
here's
no,
this
I
game.
remember. Hang on, before I forget. So the thing that kills me about Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D is that the original game, Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii U, already had the super guide in it.
Yeah.
So it's like the game would literally play itself and beat it for you if you couldn't. And now they're just gonna add all this other stuff on top of that. It's like,
Well, they've been doing that in the Mario games where you, like Mario 3D Land, you get the golden Tanuki where nothing can hurt you.
Right.
You just fly over the thing. Like, that's ridiculous.
yeah.
That is definitely something I love about the Wii U right now is the fact that we really get to see how fucking dumb gamers are today. Not all
Best part
gamers.
ever.
Just to clear that up, not all gamers. Just
If you were born in the 90s, you're alright by us.
Woo!
I'm not. I don't agree to that.
I was joking. Gosh.
I'm not not some 90s elitist.
90s hipsters.
90s or nothing.
Hey Arnold was the best cartoon ever.
No.
Yeah, that's actually a fact.
No. They did have an episode with Nazis in it.
Hey,
though.
stoop kid's afraid to leave his stoop, man.
Man, sometimes you just gotta
It's the
take that
truth.
first step into greatness.
Exactly. Well, your life has changed forever after that.
You guys playing any fun games right now?
No. Actually, what did I play recently? That was fun. Oh, nothing.
Play Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, that's depressing.
The Buzz Lightyear ride. The Buzz Lightyear.
The Buzz Lightyear ride at Disney, man. 7,050. Wait, what did I get? Like 757,925 points.
I have a picture
Yes.
somewhere of when I went like 3 years ago. I wonder if I can find it because I think it had my score on it.
Yeah, I think they do.
Bear,
Think
you
they would
playing
let
it?
you let's play that game?
I don't know. I'd have to bring a
Yeah,
camera
I-
on the
let's-
ride with me.
Wait, what was your score?
757,925.
Oh my god, that's amazing. And according to this picture, I only got 30,700.
Oh, you suck.
That's really good, dude.
Holy
I
crap.
think they might have recalibrated the scoring mechanism.
No, I actually know where all the hidden targets are, and if you hit them, you get 100,000 points. So I
Nice.
literally only have to hit 7 targets the entire ride.
Nice, dude. You should make a let's play on it.
I should, dude.
Anyway, okay, Bear, are you playing anything right now?
I'm playing Mars Warlogs, which is a
Yeah, I
horrible
saw you
game.
playing that. I watched one of your videos on it, and what is that game?
It's bad. I mean, I don't ever really say a game is bad, honestly. Like, I'm very optimistic about games. This game is terrible.
Are you playing it just out of humor, or did you?
I played it because I saw it pop up on Steam and I had no idea what it was, and it actually looked pretty cool. It had like this cyberpunk theme to it, and it was just like out of nowhere from a developer I've never heard of before. So I was like, yeah, I'll give this a shot. And I'm like, probably, how far am I into it? I'm 6 hours into it, and it's the most boring, like run-of-the-mill, fetch quest filled, like non-explorative pile of crap I've ever played.
Jeez, tell us how you really
I just
feel.
don't understand. Why are you
Holy
playing
crap.
Because I gotta finish it now. I'm
Guess
6
so.
hours in. Dude.
He's
I gotta do
committed,
it.
man.
it? You know what you should play next? You should play Deadly Premonition.
That's a good idea.
You should. I would totally watch it.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so no one's actually playing anything, and Bear's playing something shitty. I'm playing Mario, Donkey Kong. What is it? Minis on the Move? No, which one
Yeah.
is this?
It's
Mario.
the new one, right?
The new
Yeah,
one
but I
on
can't remember what it's
3DS.
at. I always forget. I never know which one's which, even though. Is it Minis? I don't think
know.
so. I thought Minis was the original one. Oh, wait. Whatever. Anyway, I'm playing the newest Mario and Donkey Kong game. It's really, really good. There's like 260 puzzles, which is insane.
Dang.
But it looks really, really nice, which I love. And then I think that's all I'm playing right now. I guess I've been trying to get back into FTL, but I just can't.
I haven't played
I'm
that
getting
forever.
back into Civ 5 a bit, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh.
That game's crack, man.
Is it?
It is.
Why?
Okay. Civ 5 is a game that you can load up at 3 p.m. and tell yourself you just got like an hour and a half to play, and then it becomes 5 in the morning.
Who plays
And you
video
don't know
games
what happened.
at 3? Who plays games at 3 p.m.?
Hey, that's when I get out from school, man.
That's when I wake up.
Whoa.
Out of school
I don't know
now,
if you're
so
one to
I
talk
stay up.
about who plays video games at what time, man.
I don't know, man.
Hey guys, remember Voxatron? That was a game.
I love
Dude.
that game.
Yeah,
Too bad they
dude.
never did anything with it.
What are you talking about? They're still updated all
Oh,
the time.
really? Do they? Oh.
It sold relatively well.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
Just watch Brian's LP of it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, no, I think that's a game they're still working on. I love Lex Lawful though. They're a great company. I love that game.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I just didn't know.
Yeah,
they
but the
actually
game
did
is
anything with
the
it.
game is still in alpha.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
So fuck you, Matt.
All right, sorry, gosh.
Good way to end.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We probably should start wrapping up, though. We've been going for an hour and 5 minutes.
Oh no, wait, one more thing. Metro Last Light, $5 to play the hard mode.
Wait, really?
Stupid.
You guys didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew
There's,
about that. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You either pre-ordered it and got the hard mode, or you have to pay $5 for the DLC.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Also,
I hope
speaking
people
of-
pirate that part of the game just for that reason.
Also, EA is getting rid of their online passes,
Yeah.
Oh, yay. About time.
but I'm sure they'll find some other way to steal them.
Probably.
Yeah.
Did you hear
They're
about
now only
EA
the
teaming
second
up
worst
with,
company in America.
yeah, I was just going to say they're teaming up with, like, the Star Wars or whatever, or Disney, rather.
Oh yeah, holy shit! How
That's
have we
awesome,
not
yeah.
talked about? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
Hold the phone.
Hold on a minute. Yeah, EA has all the rights to make Star Wars games.
Wait,
There's gonna
hang
be
on. Jake, just give me 2 seconds here. If you want to listen to the rest of this podcast, it's going to cost $5 for the bonus DLC.
No.
I was.
All right, sorry, go. That was a
Sorry.
bad
I'm
joke.
muting myself now. Pay me $10 direct via PayPal to continue having my presence in this podcast.
You didn't add anything anyway, so you're not really worth it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'd respond, but I'm muted.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right, so what are we talking about? Star Wars EA, go, Jake.
Star Wars. Disney gave exclusive rights to EA to make Star Wars games for what, the next 5 years or something like that.
Something like that.
Meaning, and the way they literally said DICE is going to make a Star Wars game, and I think the two sectors of, what are they called? They're the people that make Visceral? Is that Visceral?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Visceral makes Dead Space, I'm pretty sure.
Point being, hope you guys like Battlefront, because you're going to get Battlefront 3, 4, 5,
Dude,
and 6.
don't promise that. That's not, I don't think that's going to happen.
A new Battlefront every year.
I think that's what, dude, I will buy into that, man.
It's going to be exactly like Call of Duty, though.
No, it wouldn't be.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Battlefield 3, sorry.
All right, there you go.
There we go.
You get to drive vehicles.
Yay.
Also, I was supposed to get, in other news, I was supposed to get my Ouya today, but I wasn't awake.
Oh, we could have talked about all the interesting things about the Ouya.
You talked about all the emulators that I can use on it.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Year
the
of Luigi.
What about it? Oh, okay. Standalone copy of New Super Luigi U.
I'm going to buy it. That thing looks awesome.
I think it's kind of like I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think it's going to confuse more people. Like, I have a feeling people are going to
Good,
buy that
good.
thinking
No,
it's the real game.
That's what I want. No, you can. I mean, all it is, it's standalone. It's a full game though. It's like it's a full game.
Yeah, but I have a feeling people are going to like expect like the New Super Mario Bros. U with it. I do like the fact that they're like the eShop version is like $10 cheaper.
Right, because no, and then that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's not,
'cause
and people are gonna take that as, how does it cost $10 extra for a physical copy? It's like, that's not what it is. It's just it doesn't have. The thing about the downloadable version is it just uses your New Super Mario Brothers view.
Yeah, it uses all that data. instead of
Actually,
the other
if
ones.
anything, that makes me wonder why it's so expensive.
We'll have to pay for all the extra like retail stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, well,
No.
the standalone.
I'm saying like $20 still seems like a lot of money.
Oh, wait, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna get it still because I'm curious.
I'll probably get it too.
Plus, you get to play as that little burglar guy. Which
I
is
haven't
pretty-
even beaten New Super Mario Bros. U yet.
I got like to the end, and I got to the end, and I was just like, I don't fucking care.
All right, Peach is in the castle. Whatever, we're close enough.
Scribblenauts Unmasked. That's
Just
enough.
jump out. It'll be
Oh,
fine.
I haven't seen the trailer for it yet, but like,
Scribblenauts Unmasked.
I don't know how I feel about them having so many Scribblenaut games recently.
I actually kind of hate I like when someone told me, I was like, oh, isn't that what the PC community is for? Is for making these customized characters? It
Yeah.
looks cool, but I don't know. I was really disappointed by Scribblenauts Unlimited.
I was disappointed by it. I thought it was a good game, but like, I don't think there's a need for another one for a while.
For like a year.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I think they're just doing it because superheroes.
Cause superheroes. They probably teamed up with Marvel. There you go.
I wish, dude. Marvel's way better than DC.
I want them to make a Marvel Lego game. Wait, didn't they already do that?
Yeah, that's what they're doing right now.
Frick. Oh, well, obviously they listened to this podcast and made it because I asked. Thank
TJ.
you.
TJ, DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Good.
Bear, DC or Marvel?
Is it 2-1 right now or 3-0?
I think it's 3-0.
Okay, DC, because I hate all of you.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, hang on, real quick, before we like end out, because I'm pretty sure we have nothing else to talk about, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I could probably find something.
Man of Steel. Man of Steel. What do you think, Jake?
I think this is a video game podcast.
That's true. All right, fine. Fair enough.
I like that it's Zack Snyder and not what's his fuck.
Well, that's good.
What's his name? Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan.
What do
I'm
you
glad
think the movie's like? Do you have high hopes and expectations for it, or no?
It's just a gritty reboot.
I
It'll
don't-
be good.
I don't
It'll be
think it's gonna
good.
be
It'll
good.
be good, but I don't think it's overrated.
I don't think it's gonna be good at all. I think it's gonna be terrible.
You think it's gonna be terrible?
I think it's gonna be terrible. It does not look good from the trailers.
You're the only person I've heard that from.
I don't know. I don't have high hopes for it. I
think
hope
it'll
I'm
be
wrong. I
okay.
hope I'm wrong.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I honestly, like, with how much money is in it and Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan, I don't see how it could be bad.
I hope I'm wrong. That's all I'm gonna
I just
say.
don't. I don't think it'll be amazing or anything like that.
Yeah.
Unlike Iron Man 3, which was really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hey Bear, you know that giant? You know how at the end that giant suit, the big one that like crashes through the wall? Like when they're seeing all the suits, there's one specific one that looks really unique and it's like really huge.
Yeah, and it holds up the crate or whatever.
Yeah,
We're
that
talking
one.
about X-Men.
What?
What?
Oh no, never mind. Continue.
The giant hulking like Iron Man suit at the end of the
Yes,
movie.
yes.
That suit is actually in the comic books. It's the suit that Tony Stark built in case the Hulk ever went crazy and destroyed the city. Fun fact.
I thought it
That's-
was the suit for the Hulk, so he
Also-
could wear it and destroy the city.
Also, in Star Trek Into Darkness, you can see the spaceship from Serenity and the spaceship from 2001 Space Odyssey.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So
The more,
more
you
you
know.
that was beautiful.
That almost seemed
Like
like it was
synchronized and everything.
Or-
It's freaking good, dude.
I guess we don't have to worry about synchronizing our audio. Well, we didn't have to worry
Well, we
about
didn't
it.
have to worry about that anyways, but you know.
But if we did have to worry about it, now we wouldn't have to.
All right, so yeah,
Gamer.
we're definitely reaching for extra topics here, so let's just end it off.
Halo reaching.
Hey, gaming podcast. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Autosave podcast. Once again, my name is Matt, or AwesomeFaceProd. We've had RedPandaGamer or Jake joining us, TJ, iSneakSometimes, and Alex BaerTaffy. Links
TJ was here?
in the description to
Wow.
all of our channels and stuff like that if you want to check us out and subscribe. Once again, thank you all again, and this has been the Autosave podcast.
Later.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.